your state of mind. So for example, anger and attachment, right? So when we get upset, now when we look, how do we know our minds are disturbed? There's the sense of dis-ease or unease that we feel. There tends to be a charge, you know. Some people talk about it like being drunk with a particular disturbing emotion, like anger or attachment. And when you're in the grips of that anger, for example, what you tend to see is things literally in red, in the sense things seem to be very negative or ugly. And then we tend to project and then exaggerate. Well, you know, this person was so mean and nasty to me this morning, you know. I was trying to get my presentation ready and this person was not being helpful and was being critical. So then I get very upset at this person. And I tend to exaggerate everything negative about this person. I don't see anything positive about this person. So that is the danger of any of these afflictions, is they tend to exaggerate and they tend to go beyond. Because if you ask, is this person angry all the time to somebody else? They say no. But for me, in that particular situation, when my mind is colored by that particular state, then I project a certain kind of appearance. And it feels like actually, from that person's side, this person is truly like that. And that is a mistaken view. That is the ignorance. And so I grasp at this person as being really angry. And then I create the storyline. And then I try and tell everybody else, you know, how mean and nasty this person is. And I create this division. Or it could be with attachment. Attachment is when you look at something very beautiful or something very desirable. And then we exaggerate. Everything about this person is, you know, A-okay. And you don't see anything else. You don't see the faults. You don't see the negativities. And another person looks at you and says, what is it that you see in this person? So it is the state of mind that we are in and what we are under that results in a particular reaction. And if we believe this to be the truth and then grasp on it because of our ignorance, then that's what causes our suffering. So now this is a whole topic which, you know, I really don't have time. That's why they say the mind is like the king. And we have at least 51 mental factors, you know, some of which are virtuous, some of which are not virtuous. But if you want to study the mind, then it is important to become aware of that. You know, what are the virtuous and non-virtuous factors? So certainly, between karma and mental afflictions, it is really the mental afflictions that is the key cause. Because karma, while it is the seed, it lies dormant till the afflictions arise. The afflictions are the ones that moisten the karma. Otherwise, the karma lies there. But the moment the affliction comes up and the anger comes up, then these dormant seeds, if you will, awaken. And then, once the causes and conditions come together, then it is inevitable that the outcome is inevitable. So suffering, there's no way you can escape the suffering. So this is why, as we will see later, we have to be very, very careful of what is coming up and mindful of what is coming up in our mind. You know, this is also why, like I remember when I was in the United States when 9/11 took place. You remember 9/11? It's been a while, that's September 11, 9/11. And one of the immediate questions that came up, especially for, you know, some Christians, was, how could a God do this to us? If there was a benevolent, kind God, how could this happen? So it really led to kind of a crisis or a questioning. For Buddhists, in that sense, you know, the ownership is always, it comes back to you. There is no God out there who has caused this. In a way, it is our collective, our individual and our collective karma that results in what happens. Now, the other thing I want to be careful, it doesn't mean Buddhists don't use prayer. We do use prayer, but we are using that in a way to support our own practice. To, if you will, nourish the seeds of Buddhahood that are in our own mind in order to assist us along the path. But the ultimate responsibility lies within us. Now, on the one hand, while that sounds harsh, as you will see, this also is actually very liberating because it shows us that the way out of our suffering also lies within our hands because it's in our own minds.